did everything. Oh, they wanted me in anger management so bad. They pushed my buttons to, you know what I mean? To show parole. Oh, he does need anger management. Look at him. Look how he's acting.
We are about to watch the preliminary parole revocation hearing for a man out of Connecticut who maybe has drank too much of that Connecticut water. Let's jump in and we'll unpack it at the end.
This is a preliminary hearing which has three purposes under Connecticut law: to determine if there's probable cause to believe that you committed an act that violated the conditions of your parole, to determine if the act is sufficiently serious enough to warrant the revocation of your parole, and to determine if you should be held in prison pending further proceedings. The state, not you, has the responsibility to show that there's probable cause to believe that you violated one or more conditions of your parole. If I do not find probable cause, I will reinstate your parole, which means releasing you and placing you back on parole supervision. If I find probable cause and determine that the act is sufficiently serious enough to warrant revocation, you may be held in prison pending further proceedings. You should know that a preliminary hearing is an adversarial proceeding. Anything you say at this hearing can be used against you, and this hearing is being recorded. You have important rights at this hearing, which I will now review with you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at this hearing. You may hire your own attorney, or if you can afford an attorney, you may qualify for an appointed attorney to represent you. Do you intend to proceed today without counsel, or do you want to continue this to obtain counsel?
Without counsel.
Okay. You have the right to receive written notice of the charges of violation. Did you receive written notice?
Yeah.
Okay. You have the right to review the evidence against you before this hearing. You have the right to submit evidence in support of your case. At this hearing, you have the right to call and examine voluntary witnesses and to cross-examine adverse witnesses. Do you understand these rights, sir?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to place you under oath. Can you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear and solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, under penalty of perjury.
Swear to God.
All right, thank you. All right, so I'm going to review the charges that your parole officer is charging you with. Charge number 1, condition of obey all laws under obedience to the law. Your parole officer reported that on 3/12/24, you returned from an approved community pass. During a routine pass search, you were found to be in possession of 2 bottles of omeprazole acid reliever pills. You were informed the pills would have to be stored in the staff office until approved by program director. You began being disruptive, yelling at staff, mumbling disrespectful comments before going to your room. You later came back downstairs and told staff, "I can't wait to see you outside of this halfway house. I want to see you talk to me crazy and then see what happens." By your actions, you violated Connecticut General Statute 53A-181, breach of peace second, which is defined as engaging in tumultuous or threatening behavior in a public place. A public place is defined as any place where the conduct may reasonably be expected to be viewed by others and intended to cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm. Charge number 2 of drugs. Your parole officer reported that on or about 2/27/24, you used cocaine. Charge number 3 of halfway house placement. Your parole officer reported that on 2/8/24, you told halfway house staff, "I'm going to lie on you and call it PREA. I'm going to lie on all of you guys like you lie to us," due to your pass being revoked earlier in the day. Your attempt to cause fear, immediate, and make false reports is a violation of your halfway house agreement, which states, "I will treat others with respect." On 3/5/24, staff asked you to wash your hands after conducting a urine screen from you, and you became upset with staff and told them, "Be ready to lose your job because I'm sick of your shit." You also told male staff to "suck my dick, you faggot." You further demeaned staff by stating, "I don't trust you for shit, boy." This is a violation of your halfway house agreement, which states, "I will treat others with respect and not engage in verbal or physical altercations with other offenders, staff, or third parties." On 3/12/24, you returned from an approved community pass. During a routine pass search, you You were found to be in possession of 2 bottles of omeprazole acid reliever pills. You were informed the pills would have to be stored in the staff office until approved by the program director. You began being disruptive, yelling at staff, mumbling disrespectful comments before going to your room. You later came back downstairs and told staff, I can't wait to see you outside of this halfway house. I want to see you talk crazy to me then and see what will happen to you. Your statements and actions are in violation of Connecticut General Statute 53-181, breach of peace second, as you engaged in tumultuous, threatening behavior in a public place and intended to cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm. You were also in violation of your halfway house agreement, which states I will treat others with respect and not engage in verbal or physical altercations with other offender staff or third parties. All right, so those are the charges that your PO is charging you with. I do have evidence from the state. Exhibit A is a remand to custody. B is parole conditions. C is halfway house agreement. D is a notice of parole violation. E, parole rights. F is a parole violation report. G, incident report. H, offender misconduct. I, disciplinary action report. J is a redwood toxicology report. K, disciplinary action report. L, offender misconduct. M, disciplinary action report. And disciplinary action report, 2 of them. O, remand report from the halfway house. P, decision revocation summary. And Q is a revocation summary. There's 3 of them. All right, so that's what I have from the state. I do not have a parole officer here to offer any additional evidence at this time. So is there anything that you would like to say about those charges I just read, sir?
The first one with the pills.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
The first one with the pills, I went to the house. They seen the pills. They let me have the pills. I went out on another pass that day, came back, and the second shift that I've been having problems with, that all these revocation with. One, they said I could have the pills the first shift. Second shift said I couldn't have the pills, so I've been having problems with my medication there. They've been holding my medication.
Okay.
They've been holding my medication. They've been whatever. That medication is over-the-counter medication.
Right.
It's a big deal. It's no big deal. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's the wrong medication. I told them I needed to return it, whatever. They could have. Why didn't they take it the first time?
Okay.
Why didn't they take the medication when I came back from the halfway house the first time with it?
Okay.
So that's just the bullshit right there. That's just a bullshit charge. I don't even know why you guys can say anything about that, because it's over the counter. It's an over the counter medication. You know what I mean? Some halfway houses, you can have your over-the-counter medications on you. You know what I mean?
Right. But
I'm in jail. I'm in jail. That same pill. I'm in jail. I same pills in my cell right now. I got that pill in my cell right now. That same pill.
Okay. So I just want to clarify. So I think what the PO is charging you with is it's not about having the pills, but it sounds like it's how you reacted when they said you couldn't have the pills.
That's the second time. Yeah. Why? Okay. Why am I supposed to allow to have it the first time and not the second? It's certain people in that halfway house. I don't know how to explain it, man. I don't know. Oh, whatever.
How about
my attitude, yes. I have a problem with attitude because they've been holding my psychiatrist medication. They've been holding my medication for days, and I've been calling the pharmacy. I got anxiety. I got PTSD really bad, and they held my medication. So that counts for a lot of my actions in this hearing today.
Okay. All right. Do you want to say anything else about the other stuff that they charged you with?
Of course. Read the next one.
The next one is the drugs, the cocaine use.
No, there ain't no drug use.
Okay.
I went and took a urine. Listen, the reason why they gave me a urine that day is because I'm at the program. I'm at CRT, taking a urine late there. They put me in a new program. They put me in CRT. It was a new program my first day being there. So when you go to CRT, you got to take a urine every week. Well, when I get to this program, there's 25 of us. So they told us, we all have to take a urine before we leave. So I'm late for being back at the halfway house because I had to take a urine at CRT that night.
Okay.
All right. So that's one of the things I'm asking for in evidence. I want them to, CRT got a urine from that same day. And I go back to the halfway house. I take a urine. The kid that's reading the urine don't know how to read it. One staff is saying it's clean, and he's saying it's not. Whatever. Every urine that I've taken that wanted to be sent out, you have to initial the paper, you have to initial the sticker, and you have to put the sticker on the bottle. They did not let me do none of that. They just put the bottle in a bag and put it in the refrigerator. I did not sign nothing. I did not seal nothing. Their attitude was they wouldn't even let me look at the bottle to see if you know what I mean? Every urine test that I've taken that said that it says cocaine on it, I would be able to see the bottle. Why are you holding the bottle against me not to see it? Then you got one staff saying that it's not dirty for nothing. Then the other staff that I have problems with is, you know what I mean? Messing with my urine. I wanted to retake on the urine. I was denied. This urine it's bullshit. They got a test from CRT from that same day.
So I
think my urine was altered because I've been clean. I haven't do no cocaine, no nothing.
Okay.
So I don't, you know what I mean? I think they altered my tests, really, to tell you the truth. The Priya shit. Oh, I didn't bring my paper.
No, that's all right. The other ones are the halfway house ones about you.
All right. Yes, the Priya thing. That's not a lie. They're trying to catch people smoking in the bathroom. I didn't report the incident. This is what happened. I was in the bathroom getting ready to take a shower, butt naked. Lady didn't knock on the door or anything. Didn't say she was a female. She opened the door, see me butt naked. I'm like, what are you doing? So, yes, I could have reported her, but I didn't want to report her. I told the director when they tried to give me this ticket for false allegation. I said, there's not false allegations. I said, listen, I'm not reporting who did this, but listen, this is what happened. I told the director, there's people opening the door trying to catch people smoking in the halfway house.
Right.
And that's what happened. That's what happened with the Priya thing. I wasn't calling a false Priya thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's true. They got a lot of shit that's going on in that house that could be Priya.
Okay.
So how is that false allegation when I got a female opening the bathroom door without knocking or saying that she's a female? And I'd like to get her name. I like to have her as evidence too.
Did you report it? Did you report that incident, or you said no, you didn't?
When they tried to give me a ticket, I told the director, I said, listen, it's not a false allegation. I said, listen, I don't want to get the lady in trouble. You know what I mean? It's crazy. And the prayer is they picked on me. They were picking on me, and that's in the handbook right now. That's what I forgot to bring. It says prayer is picking on people about their clothes, their hygiene, and everything. Listen, they brought me in. The director embarrassed me. She brought me in an office with another worker in there, and they were picking on me about my clothes because I had a lot of clothes. I had 3 pairs of sweatpants. I have a lot of the same clothes, and they were picking on me. So that's in the Priya thing too. So it's not no false allegation. You can't pick on somebody about their clothes or whatever, my hygiene. Ma'am, I was in this halfway house last time before, and I made it out of this halfway house. It's totally ran by different people. They don't have no care in the world for us. They don't have the instinct. They don't want to help us. That's why. And I told them that. I'm straight out forward with them. I say, listen, this halfway house was so good. I begged to go there this last time I had a revocation hearing. What a mistake that was. I get there, it's totally changed. These people don't want to work. These people don't want to help us or anything. And I exposed that. I told them I'm straightforward. I'm in there to help myself. They canceled my doctor's appointments. They hold on to my medication. They did everything. Oh, they wanted me in anger management so bad. They pushed my buttons to, you know what I mean? To show parole. Oh, he does need anger management. Look at him. Look how he's acting. But I'll tell you what, holding my medication, I should have been able to have them arrested for that. They're holding my main medication for my anxiety. You know what I mean? Holding my medication, man. Come on. Canceling my doctor's, not approving my passes for my doctor, and I got a hernia. I've been sick for 5 years trying to get this fixed. I finally find doctors that want to work on me. I am a wreck. My stomach is a wreck. UConn made me a mess. And I'm stressed out about that. And I'm trying to help myself with these doctor's appointments. And they're canceling my doctor's appointment because I didn't fill out the pass the right way. And I asked the director, show us how to fill out the pass the right way. She didn't even want to do that. They're lazy. All they do is sit around, eat food, and be on their phones and stuff. And I can't record that with my phone because I'll get in trouble. That's not right. Not right.
All right, so let me go through and make my findings. So in charge number one.
No, I'm not done yet. All right.
Oh,
so
go ahead.
The one with the Priya, that's all bullshit. They called the cops. And tried to press charges on me. I talked to the cops. The cops didn't find shit. They didn't have nothing. So the urine, that's wrong. I've never told another man to suck my dick. This is what happened. We went in the bathroom. I go to use the bathroom. The dude tells me, he says, listen, when I go to take a urine, he has to see me pee in the cup. No. He don't have to be, he has to see my penis to me peeing in the cup. I've never had that happen. All right, that's one incident. I go to wash my hands. It's an automatic sensor that you wave your hand underneath the thing. It gives you soap, right? Yeah. So I go to wave my hand underneath the thing. No soap comes out. It's empty. I wash my hands under hot water. All right. After I washed my hands, he started to proceed. He said, listen. He says, ain't you going to wash your hands better? I said, there ain't no soap. So that's the best I can do. I rinse it underwater. Well, he says, well, don't you want to wash them better because you touch cigarettes? Then he went to say, you want to wash them a little bit better because you touch your private, but he didn't say private. He said, he comes out and says, don't you want to wash it a little bit better because you touched your dick?
Right.
But he said, instead of touching my dick, he said, suck my dick. I'm not the one that said suck my dick to him. He's the one that said it to me first. Okay. He's the one that come out and said, suck dick first. And I'm like, what? I said, what are you saying? Why are you saying? But the real reason why I think he said suck dick is he meant to say that I touched my dick when I took the urine. I've never said nothing to another man. I'm not gay. That is totally wrong. Okay. I've never told him to suck my dick. He said that by accident, I think, and I try to explain that to the director because I know he wanted to say touch, wash my hands better because I touched my thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I did not say nothing. I said the dick thing afterwards, after he fucking got flipping. He told me he's going to write me a ticket for fucking not washing my hands properly. Okay. How the fuck are you going to write me a ticket for not washing my hands properly? You tell me. You tell me about that.
Okay.
And what else you got there? What's the next one?
That was the same one as the first one. They charged you twice with the pills, incident with the pills. So that was
that's not right. It's not right. You know what I mean? It's not, it's just crazy. All right, I've never said anything. I wish he could take a lie detector test. I had a problem with this dude right here. The one that took me in the bathroom should have never took me in the bathroom. I had the Priya thing with him. I told him too, I was going to pray to him because when he passed me down, I got a hernia, man. Look, I got a hanger right here.
Right.
He feels my fat. He fucking feels me up when he's patting me down. That's not right. I know he's supposed to pat me down, but you don't grab a hold. Oh, what's this? You know what I mean?
Right.
Grabbing my fat.
Right.
That's embarrassing. And here I am stressed out trying to get myself fixed with a bunch of doctors. And this halfway, it's a joke. That place was the best halfway house I wanted to go to. I told the doctor here yesterday, she's like, I got you back in that halfway house. She's like, what happened, Mr. Kincaid? I said, there's lazy people there. They don't have the mentality. They just like the money. They don't have the mentality of helping people. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I guess I can understand why, because they fired a lot of people for sexual abuse in that place in the last, if you look up, there's been sexual things going on in that halfway house. So,
yeah. Okay.
And I want to use that as my record. I want to use that, you know what I mean?
Okay.
I want them to look into that too, because that's just crazy.
Okay.
It's just not me in that house.
All right, so let me go through and make my findings, okay?
I know.
So charge
I'm guilty
number.
and all on your site, but that's all right. It's all right.
So what did you say?
I already know. You can't win.
Well, let me go through, okay? It's the hearing, so I need to go through certain procedures, okay? So charge number 1, condition of obey all laws under obedience to the law. I am making a finding of probable cause based on evidence provided by the state, specifically the incident report and the DAR from the halfway house, and also the parole violation. Charge number 2, under drugs. I am making a finding of probable cause based on evidence provided by the state, specifically the Redwood Laboratory Toxicology report that was taken on the 2/27/24. Charge number 3 of halfway house placement. So that first charge under the Priya incident, I am making a no finding on that charge. There's insufficient evidence to show a violation under that charge. But the rest of the charges, I am making a finding of probable cause based on the reports from the halfway house and also the reports from parole. All right, so I do have, it looks like you were on parole for approximately 2 months. You do have 3 prior violations. 4 prior violations. You received a 3-month sanction on one, a 5-month sanction on the other, and a 7-month sanction on the other. And the PO is recommending a 9-month sanction on this violation. So I did make a finding, and I do find that it's serious enough to warrant revocation. And I have determined that you should be detained while you wait for your revocation hearing. So at the revocation hearing, myself or another hearing examiner will determine if you violated the conditions of your parole and what, if any, sanctions should be imposed at that time, okay? So since this is a technical violation, I will get you scheduled tentatively for your revocation hearing. So I'm looking at May 21st, and that's tentative. So that means it can change, but what I'm aiming for right now is the 21st of May for a revocation hearing, okay? All right.
So how do I go about, this is the thing where I needed a lawyer, because like the lawyer said on the phone the other day, you know, the urine thing, you know what I mean? I want you guys to look into the urine thing and see if I'm supposed to initial everything. I'm supposed to sign the label that goes over the bottle. That was altered right there. See, I needed a lawyer for that.
So,
you know what I mean?
I have an idea. So I have your revocation scheduled tentatively, like I said,
I
for May 21st.
I want the urine test from CRT that day. You know what I mean?
So
I want all their names. I need their names. I need their names for my evidence. Yeah.
Let me speak 1 second, okay? So I'm thinking maybe I can get you an attorney for the revocation hearing. How about that?
Okay, yes.
And I can refer you over so you can at least have an attorney for the revocation hearing that can help you with that stuff that you just mentioned, okay?
Okay, yeah.
All right, how does that sound?
I filled out all the paperwork. I was approved and everything. You just made me mad the other day.
No,
I can't win, man.
Okay. And I'll
You
just
guys
send
don't
you.
understand. My medical situation is terrible, bro.
Okay.
Here I
So
am trying in a halfway house trying to help myself. I'm against a bunch of racist people.
Right.
You can't, you know what I mean? That they didn't want, these people didn't want to help me at all. They
So
laughed
what-
when they,
I'm gonna.
man, they tried to give me another ticket for shoveling the walkway. Me and a black person helped the people next door. There's a daycare next door.
Right.
We had 6 inches of snow because they couldn't give me it, because I argued they were going to give me a ticket over that. I said, you got to give the black person a ticket. So they dismissed that ticket. It's crazy.
Okay.
This
You know
ticket
what?
about the bullshit. This ticket about the bullshit with the pills. I'm going to prove to you that they let me have them pills. That day, I went out for 2 appointments. I went out twice that day. That's the same day that the urinal happened and everything like that. Right?
I know. So listen, the hearing today is over, but I'm going to refer your case. I'm going to email the public defenders, and I think you're going to get a different public defender than that you talk to. Okay, so you get a different one.
He's all right. It's my attitude.
Okay.
They got me off the same thing. I'm on anxiety medication. I got the doctor taking me off it right now. So my mental health status is a lot of this issue right here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And there's a lot of the issue at the halfway house.
So
I'm going to prove to you that they held my medication, which that is wrong.
And that's exactly what
they canceled my doctor's appointments. You know what I mean? It's a lot of the bullshit.
And that's exactly what the attorney can help you with, sir. So the attorney will be calling you, okay? Because I'm going to send him an email, and I will see you again in next month, okay? All right. So this concludes the preliminary hearing for Todd K number 270048. All right. So I'll see you again next month, and you'll be expecting a call from the attorney, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Have a good day.
So we're going to come back when he does have his official parole hearing. Remember, so in Connecticut, they have the preliminary hearing to see if there are findings and then to see kind of what sanctions they should put in place. So in this scenario, they said that they believe they need to lock him up until he has his official parole hearing. I don't know why they do this, or official parole revocation hearing. It's interesting because in some ways I can see it's like, hey, let's make sure that everything is done the right way. It's definitely very inmate focused so that you don't make mistakes, but it's also, of course, an entire extra layer, time and cost. So I'm sure it has its benefits and its negatives. I'm not sure yet how I feel about it. I do like the concept of it. But it is an interesting approach, how you have these kind of like multiple different hearings before you get to the official hearing. Well, we are back. It is June 4th, 2024 at the time of this recording, and we are going to watch his official revocation hearing. With that, let's
The testimony in today's hearing will be taken under oath. Mr. Kincaid, can you please raise your right hand? Thank you. Do you solemnly swear, solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that the evidence you shall give concerning this case shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. So first, I'll read you your rights, then I'll review the parole violation charges that the state your parole officer is bringing against you. Then I will review and identify exhibits filed for the record. The state is not present at today's proceedings. However, you will have an opportunity to present any relevant testimony and any relevant documents. After considering all of the evidence presented, I will announce my findings. If I find that you have violated one or more of the conditions of your parole, you will have an opportunity to speak in your background and history. Do you have any questions about the purpose or procedure before we begin?
No.
So you have important rights to this hearing, which I will review with you. You have the right to be represented by an attorney at this hearing. You do have counsel here representing you today. You also have the right to receive written notice of the charges of the violation. Attorney Filmaghetti, was written notice received?
Yes, it was.
Thank you. You also have the right to review the evidence against you before this hearing. You have the right to submit evidence in support of your case. At this hearing, you have the right to call and examine voluntary witnesses and to cross-examine adverse witnesses. Do you understand these rights?
Yeah.
Thank you. So I will now review the charges that the state and your parole officer is bringing against you and the information underlying each charge. So on charge number 1, condition obey all laws, obedience to the law. The charging officer reported that on 3/12/24, you returned from an approved community pass during a routine search that you were found to be in possession of 2 bottles of omeprazole acid reliever pills. You informed the pills would have to be stored in the staff office until approved by the program director. You began to be disruptive, yelling at staff, mumbling disrespectful comments before going to your room. You later came back downstairs and told the staff, I can't wait to see you outside of this halfway house. I want to see you talk to me crazy then and see what will happen to you. By your actions, you violated Connecticut General Statute 53A-181, breach of peace in the second degree, which is defined as engaging in tumultuous or threatening behavior in a public place. Public place is defined as a place where the conduct may reasonably be expected to be viewed by others and intended to cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm. On charge number 2, condition obey all laws drugs, charging officer reported that on or about 2/27/24 you used cocaine. On charge number 3, additional conditions halfway house placement, charging officer reported that on 2/8/24 you told halfway house staff, I'm going to lie on you and call Priya. I'm going to lie on all of you guys like you lied to us. Due to your past being revoked earlier that day, your attempt to cause fear, intimidate, and make false reports is a violation of your halfway house agreement, which states I will treat others with respect. On 3/5/24, staff asked you to wash your hands after collecting a urine screen from you, and you became upset with staff and told them, be ready to lose your job. I'm sick of your shit. You also told male staff, suck my dick, you faggot. You further demeaned staff by saying, I don't trust you for shit, boy. This is a violation of your halfway house agreement, which states I will treat others with respect and not engage in verbal or physical altercations with other offenders, staff, or third parties. On 3/12/24, you returned from an approved community pass. During a routine pass search, you were found to be in possession of 2 bottles of omeprazole acid reliever pills. You were informed the pills would have to be stored in the staff office until approved by the program director. You began to be disruptive, yelling at staff, mumbling disrespectful comments before going to your room. You later came back downstairs and told staff, I can't wait to see you outside of this halfway house. I want to see you talk crazy to me and then see what will happen to you. Your statements and actions were in violation of Connecticut General Statute 53A-181, breach of peace in the second, as you engaged in tumultuous or threatening behavior in a public place and intended to cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm. You are also in violation of your halfway house agreement, which states, I will treat others with respect and not engage in verbal or physical altercations with offenders, staff, or third parties. Mr. Filmaghetti, did you receive the notice of the parole violation report, and other documents
Yes, I have.
that were marked as identification purposes? Thank you.
Yes, I have.
I also have Attorney Filmaghetti also has filed an exhibit, which I will remark as Defense Exhibit 1, list of parole accomplishments and future plans for parole reinstatement for identification purposes. This document has also been reviewed. Attorney Filmaghetti, do you need to continue the hearing to obtain any defense evidence?
No.
Thank you. So today we have no witnesses. It is now the defense's opportunity to call any witnesses, present evidence, and speak to any of the evidence submitted.
Yes. As to charge 1 regarding the preponderance of the evidence standard, this is my client in March, one day in March, having some antacid pills and making what seems to be a derogatory comment. It was not, the police were called, he was not arrested, did not rise to the level of a threat whatsoever. It was him being disappointed that his antacid relief medicines were taken. It certainly isn't a crime. Didn't rise to the level of a crime. No police found probable cause, so certainly it doesn't meet the preponderance standard. As to charge 2, My client, at the same time as being tested at the halfway house, was also being tested at CRT. And that very same day, he tested negative at CRT. So he is very adamant that he did not use cocaine on February 27th. And then as to charge 3, I have no comment regarding the preponderance of the standard.
Thank you. Do you have any, would you like to make any closing statements before I announce my findings?
Regarding the findings, no. Regarding appropriateness and seriousness and what an appropriate sanction should be, yes, but not regarding your findings.
Thank you. So I'll now notify you of my findings. So on charge 1, conditional bail laws, obedience to the law, I make a finding of preponderance of the evidence based on the evidence presented in support of the alleged parole violation, as well as Exhibit B, parole conditions, which were signed by the parolee on 2/1/24, indicating his acknowledgement of his conditions, which include bail laws condition. Exhibit F, the parole violation report dated 3/20/24, which includes further detail associated with the charge. Exhibit N, 2 disciplinary action reports, both dated 3/12/24, which provide additional details with regards to the parolee's behavior related on this charge. Exhibit O, the halfway house remand report dated 3/13/24, which also includes information regarding the parolee's behavior related to this charge and includes his discharge from the halfway house. Mr. Cocaigne's behavior and conduct meets the criteria associated with the breach of peace second offense, as the statute language indicates intent to cause inconvenience, annoyance, or alarm, including tumultuous or threatening behavior in public. Breach of peace second is the Class B misdemeanor, therefore meeting the elements of a crime. On charge 2, condition of obey all laws drugs, I make a finding based on preponderance of the evidence, including the evidence presented in support of the alleged parole violation, as well as Exhibit B, the parole conditions which were signed by the parolee indicating his acknowledgement of conditions, including obey all laws and including refraining from using illicit substances. Exhibit J, the Redwood Laboratory Toxicology Report dated date of collection 2/27/24, which indicates that the parolee tested positive for cocaine. Exhibit F, the parole violation report dated 3/20/24, which includes further detail associated with the charge. Charge number 3, condition additional conditions halfway house placement, and make a finding of preponderance of the evidence based on the evidence presented in support of the alleged violation of parole, as well as Exhibit B, parole conditions, which were signed again by the parolee on 3/1/24, indicating his acknowledgement of his conditions, which included a halfway house placement condition. Exhibit C, this halfway house agreement signed by the offender on 1/29/24, indicating his acknowledgement of his halfway house rules, which indicated I will treat others with respect and not engage in verbal or physical altercation with other offender staff or third parties. Exhibit G, incident report dated 2/8/24, which includes details regarding the parolee's conflictual behavior directed at staff. Exhibit F, parole violation report dated 3/20/24, which includes further detail associated with the charge. Exhibit K, disciplinary action report dated 3/5/24, which includes details regarding the parolee's negative behavior directed at staff. Exhibit L, offender misconduct report dated 3/5/24, which includes details regarding, again, the negative behavior directed at staff. Exhibit N, 2 disciplinary action reports, both dated 3/12/24, which provide additional details with regards to the parolee's negative behavior directed at staff. Exhibit O, the halfway house remand report dated 3/13/24, which also includes information regarding the parolee's behavior related to this charge and includes his discharge from the halfway house. This concludes the fact-finding portion of this hearing. Before I make my recommendation, you have an opportunity to speak to the background and history. The purpose of this part of the revocation hearing is to help determine the outcome that I will recommend.
You ready?
Thank you. So for about 3 to 4 days in early March, when these incidents occurred, 2 of these 3, what I'm going to describe as disrespectful comments and was described in demeaning statements that are described in the parole violation report. That's how they're characterized. And then the 1 alleged drug use that there's a positive drug screen for. My client denies making some of these statements, but even if we accept the statements as true, we're talking about 3 incidents. My client in that time was his anxiety meds. he states were withheld from him for about 3 to 4 days, and that's the cause of his stress. He had an acid medicine. That's not as if on March 12th, it's not as if he had illegal contraband. I understand he should have given them his antacid medicine. We have one positive test, even though he had a negative test at CRT the same day. I don't think that my client should be held any further. He's been held almost 90 days now. I don't believe he should be held any further in jail for these 3 statements. What we're dealing with here is a 51-year-old gentleman. He received his associate's degree in mechanical engineering from Rochester Institute of Technology. For 30 years, he served as a volunteer firefighter. He was an EMT for 15 years. He's been landscaping on and off for the past 20 years prior to some medical issues for which, when he is released, hopefully soon, he will be applying for a disability. He receives medical treatment as well as MAT, Suboxone, to deal with his drug issue. He wishes to be placed in a halfway house in Groton. I believe the positives in my client's life far outweigh any statement that he may have made. I didn't make a report to PREA. This is all talk and frankly, no action. My client obviously is frustrated. He was frustrated without his medicine, which further exacerbated his stress levels. I don't think a lengthy sanction, regardless of how many prior violations my client may or may have had, I don't think a lengthy sanction is appropriate here. His sentence is going to end in February of next year. And I certainly think he needs time to be monitored by parole prior to the end of his sentence. I don't think him sitting in jail, languishing in jail, is going to help anyone or serve any interest of justice. Thank you very much for your time and consideration. He may wish to speak at this point.
Thank you.
I might speak. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's start with the urine test. The day of the urine test, I was tested at CRT. That's why I got drug tested at the halfway house, because I was late getting back on my pass from CRT, because they scheduled me a new appointment. It was a 6 o'clock appointment. I wasn't in that program. I was in a different program, so they switched me. And the reason why I was late is because I was doing a urine test at CRT. I was late because there's 25 people in that group, and every time we have a group, we get our urine test for the week after group. I told them that's why I was late. They could have called CRT. You know what I mean? And the situation, I've been having all these incidents happen with one person. And that's the person I did the drug test with. Listen, man, every drug test I've done, if I'm guilty, I'm going to plead guilty to it. This test, I'm not guilty. Listen, he didn't have me initial anything. If you're a parole officer or anything like that, you do a urine and it has to be sent out. You have to initial everything and you have to sign the sticker, and it's got to be placed over the cap of the urine. He did not do that. He didn't know how to read the urine. He didn't know how to read it. He didn't even know what Suboxone was on my test. I'm on benzos. I'm on Suboxone. They all came up. He didn't even know how to read them. He takes the urine and puts it in the refrigerator till the next day. I did not steal that urine. I did not put it in the thing. And second of all, when he was taking the test, I took the urine. I go to wash my hands. No soap in the soap thing. I rinse my hands. Now, the guy says, listen, you gonna wash your hands better? I said, I wash my hands. I rinse them. There's no soap in here. So I'm gonna wait till I go upstairs. Well, the incident with the suck my dick thing, I'm not gay. I would just had an incident with an inmate yesterday saying that shit to me. And I told him the same thing. I told this officer at the halfway house. I said, listen, if you invite me to do that to you, you're gay. I'm not a gay person. I'm straight. The reason why this thing, he used reverse psychology on me. He's the one that said that. He wanted to say, listen, you want to wash your hands better because you touched your private thing. That's what he wanted to say, but he come out and said, well, listen, you want to wash your hands because you touched your dick. But he said, suck it instead of touch it. But I know what he meant to say. I know he meant to say that you want to wash your hands better because you touched your private thing. Well, he come right out and said that. I never said that to him. I never told that dude to suck my dick. Come on, man. I got more manners than that. I've been raised all my life with the best parents in the world. And another thing is them holding my medication. My anxiety medication is crazy. I'm off it right now. I'm off the hook. They take you off it here. 30 years I've been on this medication. You ask anybody that has anxiety, they held my medication for 4 days. And what's these incidents? What's all the dates on these incidents? They're all within what? The 4 days that they held my medication. Why? Why do they have the right to hold my medication? I have to go out and buy. I'm incarcerated, man. Guess what I got in my locker right now? I got a prescription. You know that? I got a prescription. I go to a halfway house. I can't hold the drug that's over the counter because they don't want to give it to me right. They don't know how to prescribe it. They're not nurses. I'm an EMT. I know. Then if you're late to your medication, they don't want to give it to you. Oh, you didn't come down on time. You're out. I'm out. I'm out. You know what I mean? Oh, you got to take your Suboxone at 8 o'clock. They don't give me my meds to take with me when I go to other groups. You haven't got a report saying that I haven't gone to no groups. I have, the urine thing, that's bullshit. Because if I was dirty, I would tell you if I was going to use cocaine. I would ask for a program. Every urine that I've got dirty, you guys have not offered me one drug program. I have not been offered a timeout or anything. Even though I'm not dirty, I would take it because it would help me. You know what I mean? I know what addiction's about. I'm not on Suboxone because I'm an addict. I'm on Suboxone because I've had 7 major surgeries. I'm cut wide open. I think you've seen it before. I've had 2 colostomy bags, 2 reconstruction stomach surgeries, and everything. You know what this lady did to me? I have a hydrocele on my testicle right now. We're supposed to have surgery on a Thursday. What happens before you have surgery? You go to a constellation, right? You ever had surgery, ma'am? Ma'am, you ever had surgery?
Yes. Mr. Kincaid, I just want to.
This is getting to the point. I'm going to get to the point.
Yeah,
I had a constellation on Monday. This lady denied my pass because she said I filled it out wrong, and I've already been there 6 weeks filling out passes. She screwed up my life that day. I've been walking around with a hydrocele on my testicle for a year trying to get it fixed. She denied my appointment to go have my surgery. Why? Because she is racist. She is, listen, I graduated from that house.
Mr. Kincaid, are you speaking about the staff in the facility?
Yes, I'm talking about the staff at the facility.
I want to get back on track. I would like you to focus on why we're here today.
That's why I'm here today, because of this bullshit right here, because of the staff. The staff has changed since I was there last time. I graduated out of that house last time. I wanted to go there. This place has changed. They're overworked. They got 2 cases of sexual. They got 2 cases of sexual stuff going on. This lady is not fit for this halfway house.
Mr. Kincaid, we are here based on the revocation and the charges that were presented by the state, which resulted in the revocation hearing today.
I did not tell that dude this. I was not arrested for no freedom or nothing.
Mr. Kincaid, do you have anything else to say regarding the allegation specifically?
Yes, the drug test.
You said that.
I'm not. The drug test is bullshit.
Right, you
I
said that
did not put a
repeatedly.
cap on that or nothing.
I understand
The
that.
Prepisol, the anxiety, the medication,
Right.
I got on me right now in incarceration.
Do you
How
have
I can't
anything,
have it in a
sir,
halfway house.
sir, do you have any new points to make?
The point is, this is all bullshit, because the
Okay.
lady didn't like me.
Okay,
This is because I told her she was racist, and I feel that way.
so you believe that they're retaliating against you and making
Right.
these reports?
Right.
Okay. Do you have anything other than that?
No, I'm done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I did one more thing. I need surgery, and I can't have my surgery done at UConn. This is the only place that I have to go to UConn from here. I have a lawsuit against UConn. They butchered me.
Sir,
So
sir,
I'm trying to get
sir,
out of here and go have
sir,
my medication,
sir,
my
sir.
health taken care of.
Okay,
Mr. Kincaid, I hear everything that you're saying, okay? What I was trying to tell you before, that I wanted to remind you, as I said earlier, this hearing is being live streamed and the public, this is open to the public. So
The
I
public needs to hear this, though. The public needs to know what's going on between these walls.
listen to me. You are disclosing medical information pertinent to yourself. You do not, I would encourage you not to do that on a live feed, okay? Because you have the ability and right to withhold that information, your personal medical information, okay? I just want to advise you of that. Okay? All right, is there any other statements that need to be made before I make my recommendations?
No.
nothing from the defense.
Okay,
No.
thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, all right, so at this time, I recommend that your parole be revoked and you serve an approximate 11-month period of confinement as a sanction. That is a revoke and no new parole date. Your special parole term ends on 2/16/25. For the record, PCS did recommend a 9-month sanction. My recommendation is partly based on the parolee has 3 prior violations during this period of special parole, all resulting in various graduated sanctions that included 3 months, 5 months, and 7 months. His prior violations revolved around conduct and charges that were similar to which resulted in his current violation. He was most recently released back into the community on 1/29/24 and was remanded back on this violation roughly 6 weeks later on 3/13/24. While in the community for roughly 6 weeks, he was issued 2 misconducts and 5 disciplinary action reports. So in the event the panel imposes a lesser sanction that I have recommended, I recommend the following additional conditions. No alcohol beverage consumption, behavioral management programming for anger management, a general no contact with DHJ, HJH, and PKG, halfway house placement, and mental health evaluation and treatment as deemed necessary. So my findings and recommendations will be forwarded to the board. You should receive an official written decision from the board. The next board review will take place on 6/20/2024. The board may lessen the recommended sanction that I have given. The board may let my recommended sanction stand, or they would not be able to impose a sanction longer than what I have recommended. Or they may actually be able to impose a sanction longer than I recommended. If the board decides to impose a sanction longer than what I have recommended, then a supplemental hearing will be held. Before the hearing, the board will provide you written notice and documenting specific reasons why they might want to exceed their recommendation. During the supplemental hearing, you have an opportunity to respond to those specific reasons while in front of the panel of the board. Do you have any questions before the conclusion of this hearing?
So how much time do you recommended?
So as I stated, my recommendation is an 11-month period of confinement, which is a revoke and no new parole date. So you will basically EOS on my recommendation when your special parole ends on 2/16/25. But as I did state, your case will be going in front of the board for a board review on 6/20/24, and the board could decide to lessen my recommended sanction if they choose. Does that make sense?
No, I don't. I don't understand why you gave me.
Would you like
You
to?
gave me 7 months. You gave me 7 months. And now you're making me, you know what I mean? I don't understand why you're making me EOS because
She said 11
this
months.
is bullshit.
Okay.
This is fucking
Do you-
bullshit. Fuck
Okay.
you, motherfuckers. But you kiss my fucking white ass. You guys are all pieces of shit. Fuck you.
I have no further comments.
Okay, thank you. So this concludes the revocation hearing, and I am now going off the record.
Well, that's kind of an ending that we were expecting, but I have to tell you, I was just completely taken by surprise when I hear his attorney say that we're talking about this man who has a college degree, 30 years as a volunteer firefighter, 15 years as an EMT. And I think we can only come to one conclusion, which is he snapped. You don't hold a position as a volunteer firefighter for 30 years and act this way. Something happened. We'll go look at his criminal record when it starts, and it's really not that. You can almost see it like snowballing down the road. And it, it's so important that we heard that, because it just changes my entire perspective and makes me wonder, like, is this man, should he really be in prison? Shouldn't he be somewhere else? He clearly needs help. I get he was on like his parole for just like 6 weeks before he revoked all this stuff, but they gave him a pretty long sanction in comparison to what we're used to seeing too, I think. We've seen 3-month sanctions, 6 months. I mean, they gave him up in, what was it, a 9-month sanction? Was it 11? But, and then what's going to happen when he gets out? I mean, is the point to punish him? Is the point to stabilize him? I don't know. I'm not saying that just saying, hey, go out is because it's going to be fixed. No, you'd probably repeat the same problem. and I think this is just a part of watching a system that is not. I read about this, we hear about it, and I don't know what the answer is, but there are some people that probably should be, that they just need mental help. That's just my opinion. I don't know. 2017, he sentenced to 3 months, executed after 15 days. So this is for larceny 6th degree. I didn't even know there was a 6th degree. I'm guessing that's like, but that's where it starts. Now in Connecticut, they only show us 10 years of criminal activity, but I think it's telling that we don't see up until 2014. Oftentimes for criminals with long records, we get 10 years, but it starts at 2014. This is 2017, 6th degree larceny. Then he has another one 5 months later for violation of probation. He gets revoked. He has to serve now his 4 months in jail. He gets arrested pretty much right away with failure to appear. Gets the 6 months. Here he has conspiracy to commit larceny 4th. He gets 1 year. Here he has assault of an EMT, which is quite ironic, right? Now, these are things he's probably going through something. The EMT comes to help him. He does something which gets him a charge. He has larceny 6th again. Larceny 5th. Threatening to physical threat. And that's it. It's not, this is someone who, now who knows what is causing him? Is it the, who knows? We can only speculate, and I guess I don't want to do that, but I don't think we need a PhD or a doctorate to tell that this man just needs some real help. That's my opinion. With that, I'll let you go.